Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use, for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips in the balance of the favor of fair use. Welcome to Blended Healing. Your ancestors love you. Your ancestors are pleased by your progress. They have called and you have answered. You are the sacred heir to the queendom of the divine. You are the sacred heir. Remember that. Your ancestors have come forward for the possibility of a deeper relationship with you. Your sacred inheritance is in their wisdom and their guidance. Your ancestors have prayed for the moment, this time, to have a deeper relationship with you. Realize that you carry their celebrations and their tears in your veins. Your ancestors laughed. They drummed. They wept. They ate good food. And they ate and drank good wine, water. Your ancestors made love and fought. They were silly and serious, beautiful and unlovely. They were silly, but whether they were poor or wealthy, you carry generational wisdoms and traumas, ancestral curses and blessings. You are the library of your ancestors. You are made of stardust, exalted in the grounded joys of your ancestors on earth. Breathe the thoughts of your ancestors of the air. Dance with the grace of your ancestors of fire. Hear the cries of your ancestors of water. Connect with the ancient wisdom that's in each and every one of you. Your ancestors have gathered around bonfires and at the river's mouth to honor their own ancestors. Ancestors of the blood, the ancestors of the community, ancestors of the land. They also had reverence for plant and animal spirits. Your higher self chose your family group, and they chose you for this pivotal period in your life. They have a purpose for you. That's why your energy is so different. You have been given the blessed assignment of evolving consciousness and breaking the curses of the lineage. It ran in the family until it ran into me. And this is where it runs out. It ran in the family until it ran into me. And this is where it runs out. It ran in the family until it ran into me. And this is where it runs out. You have walked with some of your ancestral spirit guides through many lifetimes. You were made with the legacy of love. Your intimate connection with your ancestors go way back, generations. You have the ability to connect with other ancestors at different times and for different reasons. Oftentimes, you may feel closer with the loved ones who you knew when they were living. And then, as your spiritual work is deepening, you will know your ancient ancestors. I'm here to tell you today that you can even recognize different ancestors that have been reincarnated inside of your family members. I want you to understand. It's time for you to open up your family codes, for you to deepen your intuition and your intuitive connections. You need to clarify the truth of your beginnings and awaken your purpose. You need to start harnessing the collective wisdom of your ancestors. It's time for you to tap into the different bridges between the physical and spiritual realms, aiding in the exploration of your own generational conditioning. Beloveds, it's time to deal with the unresolved family issues and inherited traumas. It's time for you to do some self-discovery so you can unveil different insights and guidance. I want you to understand it's time for you to use your intuition to discern which possibility is being offered to you. Ancestors and the work that you do with them honors them and embolden you as you walk forward in your own purpose. Getting to know your ancestors will become transformative for you. It will bring you to your purpose or help you to focus in on it, on your work, their work, and our work will continue. Ancestral wisdom is being passed down to you. And it doesn't even matter if you know them or not. Excuse me, I had to get something to drink. It doesn't matter if you know them or not. They know who you are. Your ancestors on the most basic foundational levels are your family members who have died, meaning that they have transitioned from the physical to the spiritual realm. Spirit is your first ancestor. The people who have transitioned has not left you. Excuse me. Some of us can trace our lineage back to an origin of one single woman. We all are daughters and sons through generation, through generation, through generations. Oftentimes, hundreds of years that one has begat the other, who has begat the other, who has begat the other in your own family lineage. And as powerful as that is, your ancestry is much more than genealogy. You have different types of human ancestors, whether they're blood and family ancestors, or community ancestors, or cultural ancestors, or deified ancestors, or ancestors that are location based. But you can always say blood and family ancestors as you pray and venerate them. I want you to understand how important it is for you at this particular time in your journey to reach out to your ancestors. Even though you may not be actually blood related. You know, growing up, we all had play aunts and play uncles and play cousins. Sometimes we can be a product of secret adoptions. And sometimes we may not even know who our fathers are or our mothers, because they may not even be recognized in your family tree. We also have plant and animal spirits that offer spirit guide ancestral energy. They are not linked to us genetically, but they are spiritually linked to the land, and the land remembers. Our plant ancestors and animal ancestors represent forces of nature and natural phenomena personified. Plants communicate through the ground where their wisdom is stored. And many African spiritual traditions and religions acknowledge deified ancestors as formerly living people who were elevated to lesser gods when they crossed into the realm of the non-physical. I'm here to tell you today that our ancestors have much to teach us about ourselves and the mysteries of the universe. The challenges that we may face may be inherited. Many of us carry the imprint of intergenerational trauma within our own lineages. Some perceive this as family karma, where unresolved issues from the past affect present generation. These family curses, which are basically ancestral trauma, presents itself in various different ways. If you find yourself experiencing blocks or challenges in specific areas of your life, it's possible that your nervous system is locked in a trauma response. This means that the effects of past traumas are still impacting you and influencing your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors. Recognizing the connection between family trauma and our nervous system responses can be a key to freedom. step toward healing these patterns. When you heal a family issue, you not only heal your descendants, but you also energetically heal your ancestors. Healing begins with awareness. Whether you choose to continue a relationship with your ancestors is your choice. Just like there are all kinds of living folks, there are all kinds of ancestral spirits. Nor do they all want to be any type of spirit guide to you. Some of these people that we consider ancestral spirits are like guardian angels, but others are indifferent towards us. Some ancestors may remain unhealed in their own spiritual walk. You will only access the knowledge, the guidance, and the wisdom of those who wish to be connected with you. Most of the practices that people refer to as New Age, from altars to shadow work, are quite ancient. Ancestral veneration is a key spiritual tenet of many cultures around the world. It is silly that ancestral veneration would be controversial, but any time you are or you see different iconologies around the world, different statues in the park or the street or the school that's named in honor of somebody, that's considered ancestor veneration. Your ancestors, beloved, can not only intercede with the divine on your behalf, but they are your spirit guides and your ascended masters. They understand your needs as they were once alive as well. Your ancestors already are communicating with you through dreams, through nudges, through signs, through numerical patterns, through coincidences, and of course, your intuition. If you are clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient, or one of the other clairs, you are already aware of this direct contact. Ancestors will use any means to communicate with you. Your mission is to just simply listen. Divination was gifted to us by our ancestors as a communication system and a healing tool. You can use the gift that you received, that you can know how to be guided and to receive messages of healing and empowerment from your ancestors, as well as to get to knowing your own family tree better. You have the ability to connect to your ancestors, those who came before you. You are able to create a personal life map where you are and where you will be if you continue on your present course. I want you to understand that you'll be able to see with your own thoughts, with your own feelings and your actions with greater depth, you will get to know yourself better by you, showing yourself where you may be blocked and bringing your shadow to light. We all have been blinded. We all have been blinded. And we continue to have our fair share of blind spots. You don't know what you don't know. I want you to understand that even though I had said it before, you're not connected by any genetics, you still have the ability to tap into not only your adopted family, but your blood family as well. You have that extra special benefit that some others do not have. I want you to understand that in many cases, on a cosmic level, your bloodline ancestors chose you. They chose you, and they chose your current family to raise you. I want you to understand that whoever raised you, there is a maternal and or paternal connection. I want you to deep dive and connect in with ancestral knowledge as it expands. It is not just stuck in time. At some point in this incarnation of you will be a part of the ancestral realm at some time. You know that time is not linear, as we all were taught to believe. So not only are we descended from our ancestors, but to a degree we also are our ancestors. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's our responsibility to be good ancestors. But I don't want you to get it twisted. Not all of our ancestors were saints and loving human beings. We were descended from angels and humanitarians as well as abusers and villains. And this is what it means to be human. Work with your healed ancestors. The ancestors you know of may have been awful, but they are great humans still, that still have the DNA code that you have. Trust your oral history. Trust it. Trust it as a foundation. You have the ability to tap in. Keep the tradition going. Be your own family griot or storyteller. Learn how to create an ancestral altar. Learn how to pour libations. Learn how to make offerings. Understand dream communication. Heal your shadow self. You can do all of these things in order to connect to your ancestors. I want you to know that in your honoring of them, the ancestors that came before you will even consider asking for help. They are already there helping you. Honor them. Speak their names. Remember who they are, known or unknown, whatever you may trip across in your family tree. I want you to understand that you have the ability to venerate them in different ways by using ancestor money or writing a praise poem or whatever you want to tell. Tell their stories. Set their place on a table or set a place for them at your table. Create a table for them for veneration, but also set a seat at the table for them when you're sitting down for your meals on special occasions to let them know that you still revere them and that you understand the sacrifices that they have made. Pray for their healing. On the other side, we all have misconceptions that once they cross over that they're good, but sometimes they're not. Pray for their healing on the other side. You don't understand how much they need you as well as you need them. Talk to them. Have a conversation with them. It's okay. Even if you know that you feel as though this may be something that sounds crazy, but it's not. Love them. Say their names. Say their names. I want to thank you for stopping by Blended Healing. I ran across that information and it will touch my heart so much that I wanted to share that with you, especially in this time when things seem so chaotic. You have more resources at your fingertips and in your heart than you can even imagine. The divine loves you so much. Your ancestors love you so much. You are the one. And that's why they wanted you to hear this today. I want to thank you for stopping by Blended Healing. I'm going to play a song. And I know that you heard this before, but today it means more than anything. Ashe. I will see you very, very soon. Be well, stay safe. Protect your energy. Talk to them. Talk to your ancestors. Talk to your spirit team. When all things will fail you, they won't. All right. See you very soon. ancestors into the room.